Hello there, you're listening to the Sort Yourself Out podcast. This week, we're looking at how you can prepare yourself to benefit from the cosmic energies that are pouring into the earth right now.
I'm your host, Janine Hunt, natural health therapist for over 30 years, hypnotherapist, lifelong student, and spiritual seeker. I like to seek out the most effective practices and techniques that provide the greatest bang for my buck and the fastest route to freedom from whatever is holding us back. I can't wait to share with you these powerful techniques so that you too can sort yourself out, know deeper meaning in your life, and best of all, a sense of inner peace. So let's get started.
Well, hello there, and thank you so much for joining me today. Are you ready for something a little different? Because today we're looking at a few really simple things you can do to benefit from the cosmic energies that are pouring into the earth plane right now. Last month, that's December 2020, there was a cosmic event that took place called the Great Saturn-Jupiter Conjunction on the full moon of Cancer on the 29th. So this event, which has not happened for 800 years, is allowing new energies to stream into the earth. In astrological circles, it's accepted wisdom that this occurrence is a part of bringing new energies to the earth that will cause an upgrade to human consciousness, that will upgrade our DNA, creating a shift in our consciousness that will move us forward greatly in our evolution. Now, if this all sounds a little fruity to you, keep in mind the well-known and proven effect that the moon has on the tides of the oceans. We know that the movements of the moon affect the tides. We know that the moon affects women's menstrual cycles. So it's not absurd that events taking place out there in space can cause things to happen or energize things here on Earth. Even in modern science, the not very politically correct term lunatic to describe someone who is crazy is derived from the Latin luna, for moon, and in French the moon is la lune, when people went a bit nuts at the time of the full moon. So I want to talk about this as in the last month or so, I've been watching a few videos about this planetary alignment and its significance for human life. And it really had me fascinated. One is by British astrologer Pam Gregory, and another is an interview by Sarah Salmon with Rory Duff, a geobiologist who has been mapping the ley lines of the earth and studying how they affect human consciousness. I'll link to these in the show notes if you'd like to delve a little deeper into this yourself. Because today I just want to introduce the idea of this upgrade and share the upshot of these videos about how we can best prepare ourselves to be receptive to these cosmic energies and not turn into lunatics. I say that because these energies are stimulating human consciousness. They have the power to bring out the best in us or the worst. So, according to Rory Duff, just like the moon affects the earth, the waves of cosmic energy that are streaming into our earth atmosphere are having an effect on the ley lines of the planet, the network of energy lines that make up the energy system of the planet Earth. So, according to his research, the ley lines are moving and changing their pulsation and oscillation in alignment with these cosmic occurrences and energies. Now, we know that we can do energy work to affect our own energy bodies. Think of acupuncture and reflexology and shiatsu. Well, the earth itself is the physical body of a great entity, Sanat Kumara, and these energy currents are, according to the ageless wisdom, related to a great initiation that this entity is undergoing. And we humans, as atoms making up the life of the earth, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, are sensitive to these events happening on the greater scale. And if we are in alignment with them, we can best profit from them ourselves and take part in that shift in consciousness. Because that's what initiations are. Big shifts in consciousness. So the Earth is undergoing one now, and the extraplanetary energies streaming in are helping it to happen. So as these energies stimulate human consciousness, we can expect turbulence and chaos, and things may well get worse before they get better. We can see the disturbance and upheaval taking place all across the world in these times. I took part in a global group meditation at the time of the December full moon. And before the meditation, there was a really interesting talk, and the speaker said this: "It's clear that humanity is passing through a testing period in the transition towards a new era. While energies are impacting upon human consciousness from a multitude of sources as we move into the Aquarian age, they are still only dimly perceived and initially causing feelings of unease and disorientation. This is termed a crisis of spatial extension in esoteric teachings, a transformation in the way time and space are registered in the subconscious as a result of increased spiritual influences. Although the disturbance is hard to bear, this crisis is establishing the foundations of a new, more vital reality." And he went on with a quotation from Alice Bailey's book, The Rays and the Initiations, where we read, "The widespread reaction to ideals, in spite of all the efforts of the evil and reactionary forces, and the seething turmoil reaching throughout all levels of human consciousness, plus the inspiration of disaster and suffering, are blasting open hitherto sealed areas in human minds, letting in illumination, sweeping away the bad old conditions. These expansions in human understanding will, in the next 150 years, completely alter the manner of human thinking. All is planned and ordered." Unquote. Well, phew, that's good to know. And while that was written about 80 years ago, some of these energies last for hundreds or even thousands of years, cycling into existence periodically, and their qualities calling forth certain aspects and attributes in the evolution of the planet and all of the life upon it. The speaker went on to say, "In many of a sensitive disposition, this is generating strange new psychological pressures that are hard to bear, but it is under such conditions that the strength and the power to serve are cultivated, and the opportunities that lie in the tension of the time are to be welcomed therefore. It is indeed a serious time in which global events are being generated, but this is indicative of energetic activity taking place in the world of causes where powerful new ideas are moving outwards from the world of meaning and into human consciousness. Like the seed that pushes its way through the earth into the light of day, all that lies in the way is being disturbed, broken up, and cast aside. The destructive forces that we see at work on so many levels are not so much the work of evil forces as the result of humanity's own resistance to the new externalizing pattern of things." Ah, good old resistance. So as the speaker said, At the moment, we are experiencing widespread resistance to the new Aquarian energies that are cycling in to lead us to our next level of evolution. We are in a phase of transition as we are coming out of 2,000 years of the Piscean era, which was characterized by an authoritarian, paternalistic, patriarchal, do what you're told approach. And we're moving into the Aquarian age, which is conditioned by energies of brotherhood, teamwork, inclusiveness, and sharing. So rather than do what you're told, we are entering a phase where we need to learn to take responsibility for ourselves, for our learning, our choices, our direction, for what we are creating individually and en masse. The old ways are crumbling, and the vested interests that have held sway for the past 2,000 years, who have created the systems which have now become limitations to humanity's expanding consciousness and evolution, are digging in and giving it all they've got to retain their power over us and to keep us chained to the old ways. So, although this is uncomfortable for us to live through, destruction is a necessary part of creation. The old forms need to be destroyed to make way for the new. So, all of the turmoil so evident in the world can definitely be alarming to us. But if we can step back from the emotional involvement in it, we can see that in the light of these new energies, all of the filth and negativity and corruption in the world is rising to the surface where it can be seen. And for sure, it is not pretty. But when it's seen and recognized, it can be dealt with. So the good news is that the world energies are on our side now. The Aquarian influence is getting stronger, and the Piscean influence is receding, and people are searching for something better, searching for something higher. So in the wake of all of that, how can we best negotiate and benefit from the new world energies and not become a gibbering wreck as we experience the explosion of filth and corruption that is rising to be purified from earthly existence? Okay, so firstly, we need in this time to remain open, to be open-minded and progressive in our ideas. Clinging to the old ways will only prolong the pain and foster more vitriol. So if we are harboring fixed ideas about how life should be run, then we are not being flexible and open-minded, and we will ultimately suffer through the period of adaptation that lies ahead. Next, be positive. Again, if we're clogged up with negative ideas and beliefs, there is no room for that shift in consciousness to take place. All our individual negativity will only contribute to the rotting, festering weirdness going on in the world, and we don't want that. These two things, being open-minded and positive, will lead us to a higher point of view that is freed from national, cultural, and ideological bias. We will move from separativeness to inclusiveness. And that, my friend, is in alignment with the incoming energies. Next, cultivate the 3 Ds in your life. Now, these 3 Ds are dispassion, discrimination, and detachment. Ever finer levels of these qualities are required to see with clarity and to free ourselves from the unhelpful ways of the past, both personal and planetary. You can learn more about the 3Ds in episode 14, which was part 2 of a series I did on karma, how to work off your karma. These 3Ds will also help you to negotiate this dismantling of the old energies with equilibrium. They are definitely worth cultivating, as we will be in this period of turbulence and chaos for a few years. Unfortunately, the fat lady's not going to sing for a while. She's too busy freaking out about the state of affairs. And who can sing when you're freaking out, right? Okay, next. Accept that during these birth pangs of a new era, you might well be getting triggered left, right, and center as you witness what's going on. And you'll find the discord rising up not just in the outside world, but in yourself as well as you react to the outside world. So here, it's important to be kind to ourselves and to practice compassion for others too, even those you disagree with if you can, as that will help us all to move through this transitional period more smoothly. You will already be expressing the kinds of energies that will eventually hold sway when we are coming out the other side of this phase. If you're in alignment with the energies, you'll have a smoother ride, so to speak. Also, now is an excellent time to free yourself of your hang-ups, to work through the issues that are arising in you at this time. So make an effort to understand your situation and to clear your energies and liberate yourself as much as possible. This is an excellent time to be doing that work. So if you like, check out episode 26, How to Protect Yourself from Negative People and Influences, for some ideas to work through this energetically. And also have a look at episode 3, the 3 phases of transformation and how to activate them in your life as well. Most of my podcasts are about freeing yourself in some way. So have a look through them and listen to what seems to apply to you most or what calls you most. And my final tip to help you negotiate these turbulent times and to benefit from the incoming waves of higher energy? Well, you've heard me say it before. Meditate and practice mindfulness. Meditation, among other things, is the means of bringing through your own higher energies, the energies of your soul, which will facilitate all of the above, will facilitate this transition for you. And mindfulness will help you to keep that busy mind of yours that likes to worry and obsess about the shitty state of affairs on the straight and narrow, so that you can maintain that open and positive attitude. Check out episode 37 for some easy mindfulness exercises. And if you want to get started with meditation, I recommend that you download my free quick start guide to doable meditation. It includes really simple, no fuss instructions on how to meditate. And I'm talking meditation that takes as little as 5 minutes. So there's no excuse not to. It also includes tips to make sure that you can fit it into your day and move past any resistance you might feel about starting a daily meditation practice. Because most of us spend ages faffing around, meditating every now and then before we make it a daily practice. And it's when we make it a daily thing that we really get the benefit of it. So you can get my free quick start guide to doable meditation at theinspirationcloud.com/SYO60. And those are the numbers 60. That's the inspirationcloud.com/SYO60. And I will put a link in the show notes. Now, if you are interested in taking your well-being to the next level and being better than happy, why don't you sign up to the waitlist for my upcoming Better Than Happy membership? I've been talking about it for ages, but I am getting there, and soon we will be launching this. So the Better Than Happy Zone is a monthly membership where I'll be teaching my most powerful top-down techniques to sort yourself out, to free yourself of your hang-ups and blockages, to take charge of your mind, and to nourish your soul. So if you've been listening to this podcast, you know that I'm all about giving you the tools that you need to transform your life. And in the Better Than Happy membership, there will be mini courses and hypnosis sessions and guided meditations and EFT tapping videos, neurolinguistic programming techniques, mindfulness training, the ageless wisdom teaching, and lots more. So that wherever you are on your path to greater well-being, you can start right there and then take the next step when you're ready. You'll have the tools, practices, and techniques you need to not just heal your life, but to make it more meaningful, fulfilling, peaceful, and beautiful. So if you're ready to transform your well-being and be better than happy and would like to be kept informed, go on over to theinspirationcloud.com/membership to get on the wait list, and I will keep you in the loop. And this is something you also want to do because those people on my wait list are going to be offered a special early bird offer where they will be offered the membership at the lowest price it's ever going to be, and they will also get early access. So that's the inspirationcloud.com/SYO membership. Okay, my friend, that is all for today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really do appreciate it. So take care, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. I really hope you found it helpful and full of uplifting ideas that you can put into practice in your life. And if you have, chances are your friends and family will too. So please share it with them on social media. You'll be helping them to sort themselves out, because I bet you think they need it, right? But seriously, you'll also be doing me a huge favor, and I will be eternally grateful for your generosity. It would also be lovely if you would leave me a review on iTunes, preferably a nice one, please. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast while you're there. If you have any questions or would like me to address a certain topic, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at info@theinspirationcloud.com. Have a good one, folks. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.